Smelling good is great, and I have also discussed storing products well. As a result, I've been able to keep products for up to 2 years and longer. But you know, I had a concern come up. What do you do when you find that your soap is tainted? Better yet, does soap mold? Does soap go bad? Today, we shall discuss exactly that. So, this came up just because I was going through my items here in Le Bathroom and Taram. I came across this. This has been sitting here for as long as it's just been sitting here. And I have since tossed it. If you have not seen that video for empties, there you go. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And there was a moldy spot on the soap, and I was thinking to myself, now I've kept this in this container, which you can get these containers from the Dollar Tree. They have them about around this time during the fall and winter months. Beauty aisle right next to the makeup, unless your Dollar Tree is different. That's all I'm saying. And there was a moldy spot, and I said, you know what? I picked it up, not around the moldy spot of the white bar of soap, and I said, this is a lost cause. How can I prevent this? Then I started thinking about it. In this shower here, if you'd like to see my full shower caddy setup, here, right there, I'll link you to both of them videos that reference this. And there's no mold on this. I said, well, what did I do? What did I do where this did not mold? And that's Caress is evenly gorgeous. And the same thing here. You don't see this with the Yardley activated charcoal bar soap. What is the difference between these two bar soaps not molding and then this bar soap molding? So we're going to take a look at the mistakes I made so y'all don't make the mistakes. So to answer your question in short, yes, soap does mold under certain circumstances. This is something I've been able to see with other body care products, with oils, especially with any vegan-based body care products. You definitely got to keep an eye on those. I suggest if you have amassed a certain amount of collection, whether it is great or small, that you start using those vegan products first. Pacifica, I have shared that. I don't know if I'll be able to insert the clip in here. If I don't, then you'll still get a descriptive type of thing from it. I made it an empty. It was the Pacifica Island Vanilla, the most gorgeous version of vanilla I have ever smelled, next to Tree Hut's Tahitian Vanilla Bean. However, I had kept it for so long, for probably 3 to 4 years, and finally got into it a couple months ago. Long story short, the color turned on itself. That was the first sign. It smelled okay, but it still smelled kind of off, like it was just holding on to the Lord's unchanging hands and just waiting for me to give it its last will and testament and putting it in the trash. Yeah. There was no more I could do. I emptied it out, poured it out. I didn't even want to put my hands on it. It was vegan based, and I lost a gem that I could have got more usage out of. Now, here's the first mistake I made with the soap that molded that I threw away. Luckily, this is Zest soap. I still can see the imprint on soaps. I don't know who started the imprints on soap, on imprinting the brand on the soaps, but that's a pretty neat idea. The first mistake, if you keep it in a container like this and you keep letting it be exposed to air, and that's what's been happening the last couple of years. I've been letting this soap sit in here for years, and it's been keeping so far, but something had to happen in them several months, in them several years. And where I was storing it in here, the lid was not securely tightened on. That was my first mistake. And I'm glad I caught it before I had to come in here and throw away this whole good zest bar. This bar's still good. If you are storing bars of soap, please, I beg you, please, sis, please, sir, if you're gonna put a container like this, put tape on it. We're gonna have to call in some tape reinforcements. Get it? Yeah. That's the first mistake I made. Now the next mistake that I made is storing them together, because usually with fruits and vegetables, when you store them together and one starts to mold, it trickles to the other one. I'm just glad I called it. Letting it be exposed to air and then not sealing it is my second mistake with tape. Now, let me show you what went right with this scenario, in which my activated charcoal on the bottom there from Yardley is not molded, and my Caress Evenly Gorgeous, the OG bar soap, is not molded. You see the conditions that it's in? I'm finna go into depth and detail for you. When it comes to the soap here within my shower, it's not the fact that I put it in my shower is the reason why it hasn't molded. The fact of the matter is, when I look at the conditions of the soaps stored here within this compartment, here are the components I notice here. Other than this is Caress Evenly Gorgeous, it's now known as Caress Shea Butter and Brown Sugar. They rebranded it and they renamed it. Okay. If you notice, this is dry, no water. There may be a bit of moisture underneath it that causes it to move, but for the most part, after I have used this soap, most recently, then I take and rinse out the compartment in which it's stored in. Now, what I notice here about this soap, why it has not molded, as long as I've had this soap, the bar of soap itself is relatively dry. It will move around a bit and you'll see some moisture there, because that indicates how recent it has been since I used this. You also see that the compartment in which this is stored is dry. And I'm going to show you the back portion here. Relatively dry. That's what we're dealing with. Yeah. If the environment is not conducive to being stored in a dry area where mold cannot build and grow, moisture has to be present for mold to grow in anything, including soap. The way I was today years old when I had to find that out. Here we go. And so the fact of the matter is, wherever there's a dry environment here, there is no mold. Now let's take a look at Yardley. I have barely used this but a handful of times. It moves around easily. Why? Let me hold this. All the way dry. Now it has this part here where it appears to be the wrapper inside the box. Maybe it got attached to it. And that's about it. That's about it. Other than that, smell is great. In most bar soaps, you don't really have to dip your head down to smell it, literally. You can literally smell it. But these are the conditions in which these bar soaps are not molded. Keep it dry. And so the key to having bar soap not mold and to prevent bar soap from molding, the key to that is, after every use, I know you won't get it perfect or correct all the time, but as much as possible, put into practice and consistency. Okay? Much as possible. Make it a habit of, after you use your bar soap, if you're a bar soap person or either a bar of soap is a part of your shower routine, thoroughly rinse it off after you're done rinsing all the soap off of you. Have it in some type of container like this. There's soap savers. Make sure the soap is dry and rinsed off thoroughly. No more suds. Rinse all of that out. 2. Okay. Whatever container you're storing it in, rinse that out completely. There should be no moisture in here. None. Done. You should see the cracks and crevices and crust on the bottom of the soap, so long as that's the inside of the packaging of the box it came in. and keep it that way. Make sure you're not constantly going in and out, or you're storing it, but then it's closed. You're not closing the container all the way. That's where I made my mistake. Whew. So my quest is to put this zest to good use, which I don't know what that will be for. But now I'll have to find tape to seal this shut. If you'd like to see more videos like this, where I am just giving body care basics, hygiene basics, smell good basics, and it's all composed of advice on how to get the most bang for your buck. On either side, there's going to be a playlist for you all to enjoy. I suggest having a healthy snack to go along with it. Seal them containers of bar soap. Don't keep going in and out of them. Don't leave that air trapped inside until the next time you use it. And make sure your bar soap and your container is dry. Until next time, love you. When I think about love, it's one of the bravest things that you can do. It is patient. It is kind. It does not envy or boast. And it'll keep you on the coast of not being rude or self-seeking. Nor is it easily angered or seething mad. And it keeps no records of wrongs. It has no pleasure in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. And most of all,